to understand the various description of the variable they are used in air quality dataset. And if you type dimension air quality, you may be able to find out the number of records and the number of variables in the air quality dataset. Once you type plot command, plot of air quality $wind, you know how to enter a variable name from the dataset. First variable dataset name, then dollar symbol, then the corresponding name of the variable. Likewise, if we get two variables to plot a single graph, then we'll learn what is called with command. Instead of taking plot air quality wind and air quality zone, we just type with air quality. Only one time we write the name of the data set, then plotting wind and ozone. This is a shortcut for using plot command. And we how to create a subset from the data set, any big data set. I am taking month equal to 5. It has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All the 5 years data is there. 5 months data is there. So I'm taking only month, and month is equal to 5 as a subset of from the whole data set. Making use of subset, I'm plotting one more graph, how it can be done, I explained yesterday. And making use of this, how can we create two graphs at the same time? Now I'm going to extend this with three graphs at the same time. So let me run this command alone. We see the graph here. Yes, this is a graph making use of the first command in the plot window. Next, suppose if I run this command, second one, you may be able to see ozone solar radiation now from subset. If I execute all the three at the same time, I'm running all the three at the same time, you may be able to see all the three. Now see, yesterday I explained with only two graphs at the same time for comparative purpose. See here, first one is ozone and wind, how the data is distributed. Only during month of 5, not all the months I have taken. Then ozone and solar radiation, parallelly you can compare ozone with wind, ozone with solar radiation, and ozone with other one. I just again taken the same thing. If you want, you can change temperature. Sorry, yeah, right temperature. Now you can see ozone with wind, and ozone with solar radiation, and ozone with temperature. So based on the graph, we can draw inferences. See here how the data is distributed between ozone and wind. And here you can see how the data is distributed between ozone and solar radiation. Here how ozone and temperature are distributed. Just see the differences among the graphs. So you can, making use of the graphs, we can write so many interpretation based on the graphs. So that's why that's the beauty of R programming. Normal graphical softwares we can use, but if you use R, and we can extract some subsets from the data set, huge data set, then we can do this thing. Even for entire data set, we can draw the graph. That is also same. Only thing is we have to take instead of entire data set, not a subset. If we take L, because I have taken L as a month equal to 5 only. So if we take L instead of air quality, if I use L, that only for the month equal to 5, we can draw the graphs. That is also possible. With this, you may be able to understand what is how to draw graph and how to create a comparative graphs and so on. Okay, understand? Next, I want to explain some of the measures of central tendency. We know mean, median, and mode are the various measures of central tendency. Those people, many of them know how to find mean and how to find median, how to find standard deviation, how to find mode, etc. Let me take one small example for a discrete distribution, how a mean can be found. So let me define the first data set X. Can you able to see X? X is equal to C of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm taking X values as 1 to 9. Need not be like this. You can give 1 colon 9. That is sufficient because all are incremented by 1. So it is sufficient for giving 1 colon 2 also. But for a understanding purpose I'm giving 1 to 9. And defining frequency. C concatenation operator or concatenation function. Again, it contains 9 observations. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 observations. X and F must match, otherwise we cannot find the mean, median, and everything. So X and F I have defined. I'm calculating Fx as F star X. F star X. And these three, I'm defining only two vectors, X and F. X stands for values, F stands for the frequency. I'm calculating Fx based on the data X and F. I'm putting F star X. Okay. If you want to view Fx, you just type view Fx. You can view the value of Fx. And I'm creating data frame called data frame of Fx. Data frame consists of X, F, and Fx. View Z. Now let me execute first 4 commands. First 5 commands. X, F, Fx, Z, and view of Z. I'm executing first commands. So select the first 5 commands and go to run. If you click source, run all the commands. So we read one by one. So to understand the purpose, just putting run. Now you can see X is equal to this, F is equal to this window is called as console window. Console window executing the execution purpose. Executing the command, we use console window. Now in the source window, you can see X values and F value and Fx value. F and X value is also loaded in the data menu. So source window you can see. Sorry. So this is the first 5 commands I just run. Next one, how to calculate mean. Mean is something, but everybody we know that sigma fx by sigma f. Here I am using some function. Some function is a built-in function which calculates total of fx values, f into x values. Similarly, sum of f add the sum of the frequency values. Then if you divide, they get the ratio, it will be stored in mean. If you give this statement alone, you cannot view the mean value. So that I'm giving print mean. You know the difference between view and view command and print command. View command is displayed in the source window. Print command is displayed in the console window. Console window. So first, let me execute these 2 commands. Already I executed first 5 commands. Now I am executing last 2 commands. Whenever you execute, you have to save. Always here you can see the save option. You have to save all the commands, then only you can run. That is a better way. Run. Once you give run, you can see mean of mean is nothing but sigma fx with sigma f. Print mean I have given. So mean value is 5.05. This is how we calculate mean for the discrete data. Okay. So next one is how to find median. The next step is how to find median. For finding median, we need CF. That is called cumulative frequency. For calculating CF, we have a built-in function called QSUM. QSUM is a built-in function. So QSUM of F. Already we defined F. F is something but C of these values. For these values, you can find the CF. We can view CF by giving a command view CF or print CF. Let me give print CF, for example. To view, I'm executing these 2 commands. Hello? Now you see, the CF is calculated by using QSUM of F. Print CF, cumulative frequencies, just I have obtained a cumulative frequency by giving printf. And I'm getting one more data set, Z1 equal to data frame of XFCF. XFCF, I'm calculating X column, F column, and cumulative frequency column. I'm calculating the position for median, sigma F by 2. Sigma F by 2, I'm just calculating the median. And view Z1. I mean, I'm viewing the data frame. So I'm running these 3 commands. Z1 command and position of median and view Z1 command. Just I'm running. Once I run, you see the X column, F column, and cumulative frequency column. earlier, when we calculate mean, we have the column called fx, but now when we calculate median, we see the column cf, cumulative frequency column. Now I am calculating print position. What is the print position? Is n by 2, so 60. So n is 120, 120 divided by 2 is 60. 60 is the question of median. So we calculate median. Median is nothing but from the data I can see, let me say data file. 60 means it comes under 45 and 65. So corresponding median is 5. So median is 5 is the corresponding value. From this we can see. Once you find position, you may be able to identify from the distribution, data set. The 60 lies between 45 and 65. Corresponding x value is called median. So x median is nothing but x. So this is a way of finding median for discrete data. And I have one more data like continuous class interval. I'm defining wages. See here, I have given W as a capital. So wages is a vector, consists of a class interval 2000 to 3000, 3000 to 4000, 4000 to 5000, 5000 to 6000, and 6000 to 1000. NOE stands for number of employees. I am using shortcut NOE name. You can use your own name, maybe employees or number or frequency you can use. No use. No problem at all. No issues. That number of employees, the first class interval is 3. Second class interval is 5. Likewise, the number of employees in each category is given. I defined as a vector. And I am calculating CF, cumulative frequency, because I am going to calculate median. So we use QSUM. QSUM is nothing but NOE, number of employees. So this QSUM of F. And I'm defining one data set, data frame, wages, number of employees, and CF. And as per data can be viewed, let me run these 5 commands. The first command is defining wages. Second one is number of employees, then cumulative frequency, then corresponding data set I'm going to view now. Once if I run this, see wages column, number of employees, and cumulative frequency. Okay. So 3 columns are generated as a data set. Can you able to see? Whatever we execute in the console window, you can see the executing commands. This is script view. In this workspace window, we can see the scripts. We can read the scripts. We may be able to see the data set also, data view also. So that is possible in source window. Once again, go back to my script view. I am viewing my script. I stored in this particular file. And next one, I am going to calculate sum of NOEBT. Sum of numbers. Actually, what you have to do, we have to find n by 2. I'm just getting sum. I didn't find the sum here, so I just put sum of frequency divided by 2, then give a position. I have to store in position, but I didn't store it. Let me give one more step, print sum. Print sum. If I run these 2 commands, so I have to give some L, because sum is a built-in function. We cannot use again as a variable. Give some other name as variable. Now you run, you get the output. So position is 21.5. Position of median is 21.5. Everybody are familiar that median is nothing but lower limit plus C into n by 2 minus frequency by F. So that is many of this. For this, I'm going to view my data set. Just let me use. See here, 21.5. The position of median is 21.5. The 21.5 lies between 8 and 28. So the median class is 4000 to 5000. So that is a thing we have to identify. We can automatically never find the median. We have to give the expression. So once we find the position from the cumulative frequency, lower limit is 4,000, frequency is 20, previous class cumulative frequency is 8. So we have to we are going to make use of 4,000, 20, and 8. These three elements are required for our calculation. So here you can see median is equal to lower limit plus width of the class interval by f frequency into n by 2 minus f. And if I give print median, once you do this, run these two commands, you may be able to see median. So print median means 4,675. Okay, this 4,675 lies between 4,000 and 5,000. Because we have created median in the class interval 4,000 to 5,000. So our value is 4,600. Therefore, we have done correctly. That is cross checking also possible. Uh, so here I just go to view. Next one, understand? Next one is how to calculate mode. For that, I am going to calculate a maximum frequency, and print a. I'm just finding, just running these two commands. See, maximum value is 20. Maximum is 20 among the frequencies. In that frequencies, anchor data frame, wages, number of employees. Here, no FX, no, what I can say, no CF. Only straight away I take wages and number of employees. I'm being my data set. Among this is 20. That means model class is 4,000 to 5,000. And this is F0. Previous frequency is F1. And this is F2. Somebody may use F minus 1 and F1. Maybe this is F0. So depends upon your usage, you can use. So we require only these four things: 4,000, 5, 20, and 10. These four entries we require. Let me go back to my script. In the script, you can see mode is equal to lower limit 4,000 plus C is 1,000, F0 minus F1, 2 times of F0 minus F1 minus F2. I'm just entering all the values, then print mode. So making use of the formula, I just enter the values, then I am taking print mode. I'm running this command. You may be able to see mode is equal to 4,000. Mode value is 4,000. Exactly 4,000 I'm getting. So this is a way of finding mean, median, and mode. The measures of central tendency. See here, mean value is mean value. I didn't find mean value for this one. Even I can find mean value for that also. For example, let me use one more thing. For finding mean, we need to calculate mid value. We have to add 2,000 plus 3,000. Likewise, we have to create one more variable, and making as a variable we can calculate mean. That is also possible. Create one more data set, one more vector, maybe m mid value. Let us try. Okay. Mid value, mid x, for example. Mid x of C is first one, 2,000. 2,000 plus 3,000 divided by 2, 3,000 plus 4,000 divided by 2, 4,000 plus 5,000 divided by 2, 5,000 plus 6,000 divided by 2. I think I got one more data enter is there. 6,000 plus 7,000 divided by 2. Okay, so mid value is calculated. Let me create one more data frame. For example, S equal to data dot frame. I can say mid x, comma, number of employees. Let me do one more statement here. F into mid-x. F star, sorry, number of employees star mid-x. Here you can write F mid-x. Enter. View. Yes. View, yes. I'm running these three commands and say that. Let me see what will happen.
View, yes. Yes,
Sorry?
not view, but X. Yes, yes.
Yes,
View,
yes.
yes.
View, yes, correct, exactly.
View, yes.
Yes, yes, it's okay. So here I have to put view, yes.
View, yes.
Now run this command. See here, mid-x, number of employees, and F into mid-x. Now you know how to calculate mean. For example, AG, average equal to, what is it? Oh, this missing. I'll get erased. We'll do once again. Copy this. Every time we have to save for safer side. Otherwise, the same will come. So run the command. Here. Because I can print yes, so you'll be able to see only in the console window. If I give you yes, anyway, but understand, print test I have given, so I can see in the console window. Now how to calculate mean? I'm just taking a average, is nothing but sum of F mid-x slash sum of n underscore o underscore b. Print age. Print ag. Now run these two commands alone. So mean is 66,813.95. And we calculated median. Median for the same data is 4,675. But mode is 4,000. But mean we are getting 6,813.9. So this is a way of calculating mean, median, mode for discrete and continuous type of distribution data, type of data. Okay, I hope that you can understand how to calculate mean, median, and mode for different types of distributed data set. Okay, so with this measures of center tendency concept, I have made it clear. I hope so. Multigraph I have explained. Next one is how to find correlation and regression. Can you able to see my window? Audience, please. Audience, can you able to see my window?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So now next stage is I'm going to explain what is called correlation and regression. I'm using, see, I just maximize the window, therefore not able to see the exact picture. Let me show the exact picture. So this is our source window, this is our console window, this is our environment, this is our plot window. Okay. So plot window, some disturbance are there because already we created. So we want to clear this. So above this window, you can see one broom, like a brush. You just click the button. It asks for whether clear the history. If you say yes, everything will be clear. Here, here also, so many variables are declared. So whenever you declare a variable, the information will be in the environment. So if you want to clear this, you can also clear. Just put same way. You can see the broom like brush. You just click it. Ask for permanent removal. Say yes. So it will be removed. Similarly, here you can see a lot of disturbances will be there because they are going for new data set, a new script. This will be under disturbances. You want to clear this, you just press Control and L at the same time. If you press Control plus L, or you can use the same brush type here and flip that, all the things will be clear. Now you are free from the previous things. So these are the 4 types of windows in R Studio. Now let me expand for our understanding. I'm going to use find the correlation. X is nothing but C of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 observations are there in X. Similarly, 12 observations are in Y. As usual, we define a vector using concatenation function. Now, I'm just plotting one graph, making use of these two simple graph. Run only these first 3 commands. See height of father in the x-axis, height of son in the y-axis, and if I'm giving a name of the graph is scalar diagram. Okay, the diagram is given. Next one is if I combine these 3, I mean just I'm executing the next command. See here, regression line, fitting a regression line. This is our regression fit. Above the line, we may be able to see some of the items are above the line, trend line, and some of the values are below the trend line, and some of the values are in the same line. So this shows our regression fit. Like use a diagram, we can see the how the values are fitted to the regression. That is possible. And if suppose if I execute the next command, see here, previous graph, we can see the straight line. Now I'm showing the dotted lines. That's the difference. How it can be done? Making use of see the difference of 2 commands. AB line lm of y minus x. Here you can see AB of lm of y minus x. LWD is 2, LTY is 3. LWD means line width is 2 and line width is 2 and line type is 3. So LWD and LTY, the extra parameters we have to give in the AB line. AB line is nothing but trend line. Here line width is 2 and line type is 3. If we give this, we can get the dotted lines. So we can learn so many things based on this. This is what we mean by regression line. And for the same data set, I have to fit the regression. How it can be fit? So just writing the command fit lm of y minus x. What is y? It's a independent variable. X is a different variable. Y equal to x. I'm fitting the line, straight line fitting. If I run these 2 commands, we may be able to see intercept is 31.070 and x is equal to 0.12xx. So y is equal to 31.0. I mean 0.1266x plus 31.07. This is our fitted straight line. 0.1266x plus 31.0730. That is what it mean by regression line fit. So this is how we fit the regression line and how it can be done. This is what we mean by regression fit. Okay. I hope that you can understand the difference between correlation and regression, how it can be fit. That is given the example. Next one. Next, I will be concentrating on what is called matrix set. First variable, I'm defining names. Names I am giving. Already I explained the data set, captaincy data set. Names played, won, lost, year, and I'm just forming a data frame set. Data set captaincy. View captaincy, view means we can view entire data set. Head captaincy, first part of our data set. Tail means second last part of the data set. I am creating subset, subs captain 1, captaincy of 1:2. So first let me run these commands. Let me see what will happen. This is a first set data set results. So next head captaincy. If you run the head captaincy, you can see top data set. If I run second last one, tail means the last data set. Since my data set only 5 rows, both are 5, and I'm creating subset sub captain 1, captaincy of 1:2. I'm viewing this. What will happen? Let me see. See, sub captaincy. This is what they say. Sub captaincy of 1:2. First and second row. Comma means if you put comma, it will show the row wise first two rows of the subset of the data set and viewing. The next one is I'm getting one more subset, sub captain 2 data set without comma. Let me see what will happen. If I run this, see here only the fourth and second row is displayed. Next, I'm creating one more subset of the captaincy data. Consists of only first three columns, three rows, played, won, and lost, and captaincy data set. If I run this, you can see I don't want names. I want only number of matches played, number of matches won, and lost. So 3x3 matrix, I got it. 3x3 vector, I got it. Let me treat this as a matrix A. This I'm making this as a matrix. I want to make this as a matrix. This subset is a matrix. For that, I have a command called matrix as.matrix. If you use as.matrix command, it will create a matrix. So matrix A is nothing but as.matrix. This is a command for defining a matrix from the subcaptain dataset. Instead of view, I'm putting print matrix A. Both. See, I am running three commands. Matrix A definition defined as a matrix A. If I run this, see here you can see the matrix A. The three columns of the first three rows and three columns of the matrix. Even here also you can see. So because we are given view command and we are given print command. Print command in the console window, view command in the source window. So now I formed a matrix A from the data frame, already existing data set. I just extracted a matrix. Suppose I want to create a new matrix, identity matrix, and defining some values. Name of the variables values. First row 100, second row 010, third row 001. Matrix B I'm defining as a matrix B I'm defining by using the command matrix. Matrix of values. Values nothing but the data set, sequence or vector. N row equal 3. That means 3 rows. The n columns not required. No need to give n columns. Just give by row equal to 3. True. Values n row equal to 3 and by row equal to 2. Print matrix B. Now run these three commands. and these three commands. See here, identity matrix is get created. Okay, we create identity matrix. Next one, view B. You know what is the purpose of using view? So I defined matrix A and matrix B. You know, matrix A is this one. This one is matrix A. This one is matrix B. Okay. Suppose I want to add two matrices, these two matrices, some of the matrices, doing matrix operations. I just do run. So A plus B is done. Both A and B are added. The result is 46, 30, 10, and so on. This is a way of adding two matrices. Next, suppose I want to subtract two matrices, just give matrix A minus matrix B. So subtraction is possible. And if I give matrix A star matrix B, the two matrices get multiplied. See, this is not a right way of multiplication, matrix multiplication. If I give matrix A star matrix B, the first element of matrix A multiply with the first element of matrix B, second element, third element. This is not a right way of doing multiplication. If we give matrix A star matrix B, that is a way of multiplication. Avoid this, but actual multiplication is first row with the first column of the matrix, second matrix, first row, second row, first column of the matrix. Likewise, we have to multiply. Row with column is the exact matrix multiplication. To do that, we have to use what is a term called here I using matrix A, star. Percentage symbol star percentage matrix B. Simply, if you give star, just get elements are getting multiplied. Yes, madam.
Now the meeting will be ended, sir. After a
Okay.
we can rejoin.
Okay.
Dear
Okay.
participants, the meeting will end just a moment. Then we can all rejoin.
Madam?
Sir, we can rejoin after a minute, sir.
Okay, sure.
Okay, sir. I request all the participants